of course, we'll never get that opportunity. But I would love to have seen what would
And I
happen
think different reaction to
with that.
Totally different reaction. Sorry, Pat. Totally different reaction to if we got this before Wanda.
Right.
Totally. I think we're,
Which we were
getting
supposed
Wanda. Exactly, and that's what was supposed to happen. Getting WandaVision first, we're like, oh wow, that was badass, And I think the standards were held high, especially because they didn't give us time. They didn't
Right.
give us time at all. They just were like, okay, boom, here you go. Now wait till July or June or whatever it is for Loki. But I think if they would have gave us a month off to want more of that Marvel content, there might be a little bit different opinions on this. But I mean, overall, I thought it was good. Obviously, it's Marvel. I don't think it was their best work, but I thought it was really good, and I'm excited for them to continue, on the story and see where it goes. But
right.
just having this conversation and realizing that, hey, like I said, maybe there's going to be 3 separate entities, and that kind of just helped me like process it, saying it out
Agreed.
loud and talking to people. I feel good with the Earth platform is going to go in the next phase.
I agree.
It's yet to be seen, obviously, with space. We'll see a little bit of that with the Eternals, whether that ties in or anything like that. But we'll get a little bit more outlook with the whole space stuff, and then obviously the multiverse comes at the end of the year. But I'm
I agree. All right, I'm going to pull up S, and then we'll kind of go from there. Max, you can stick around for a bit if you want. It's up to you, but S, what's up, man? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you.
Armchair superheroes. Hello,
here to
guys.
save the day.
That's my boy Marcus, dude. He's a singer. So
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. That's awesome, man. No, I just
Got
wanted
some
to say
serious
thanks, man.
80s vibe.
It does
Oh, yeah.
have very like superhero 80s. It
That
kind
was
of
it.
reminds me of like the X-Men animated show.
The greatest
Yeah.
American hero. Believe it or
Yes.
not, I'm walking on air.
So that was my vision. I'm like, give me something like crazy, like 80s, like, hair band, you know what I mean? Like superhero thing. He's like, all right. And then that's what he gave me. So I was like, let's go. So.
No, man. No, I appreciate you guys having me on. This is, I will say I really look forward to these podcasts because it's like my 2.5 hours of being able to digest what just happened in the Marvel universe and superheroes and everything. So I appreciate it. The one thing I wanted to ask you guys is like looking forward into, and Josh kind of brought it up with, space and time and Earth and the universes and whatnot. How do you see, just in general, all the characters we've seen in Falcon Winter Soldier going through the different movies that are coming up soon? So I think we have like 4 or 5 projects still left this year, including Loki. So do you think that they'll be incorporated in any of the movies where we kind of know is coming?
I think Wanda might be the biggest one. I don't think we necessarily see Falcon Winter Soldier, and we're just heading into the beginning of Phase 4, right? So when we just started with Phase 1 with Iron Man, we didn't really know the end game until a couple of movies in, and then we got that first glimpse of Thanos at the end of Avengers. I don't think we know what the existential threat is going to be yet, and that's one of the things that kind of excite me. What's going to bring all of these guys, and if they decide to do it, I don't know if they do, and I'd like to get you guys' opinion. If they bring everybody from every, space, time, earth, wind, water, Captain Planet, if they bring everybody together to fight this big this big baddie, how do they reel it in? Because Thanos was the way they did Thanos was so well done, where you get little snips and glimpses, and at the end he's fine, I'll do it myself, and you see him put the gauntlet on, and like, what now? What next? Where do they go with it? And that's my question.
Yeah, I mean, so the hard part is that was 2012, right? And then we waited 6 years to get the movie with Thanos actually in it. And right now in the MCU, and this is one of those things where it's like right now you're like, give it to me now. Give it all to me. Fantastic Four's coming out. Dude, give me something. Just come on. Give me something from Fantastic Four. Like, come on, like something, right? And it's like, slow down. You know what I mean? Like, But the problem is that we all want this stuff right now, right? This year, there is not one movie this year that any of these characters will be in. Not one. We got the Eternals coming out, we got Shang-Chi coming out, and we have Spider-Man coming out at the end of the year. None of these movies are going to feature any of these characters. They're not even going to
Doctor
be in
Strange
it for
is
a
going to be in
second.
Spider-Man, right, Pat?
Doctor Strange supposedly will be in Spider-Man a little bit, and that I think will lead into the Multiverse of Madness, which is next year.
Okay.
And then Wanda is confirmed for that movie, so you assume Wanda will be in that movie. I doubt Sam or Bucky will be in that movie. Sam and Bucky, they've already greenlit Captain America 4, as we mentioned. So, that
Black
will be the
Panther
next
2.
time we see him. Black Panther 2, I wouldn't be surprised if Bucky was there. And so we'll see, if Bucky's in Black Panther 2, if he decides to go back to Wakanda. But it seems like him and Sam are pretty tight. Maybe Sam goes back to Wakanda too. I don't know, right? So we're not really sure where that's going to go, but it is going to be a while. But the question is, if it is this ultimate big bad, how are they going to do it? And if they do, the thing was that, and it's funny because you mentioned, you said there's going to be kind of those three separate storylines. You have space, you have Earth, you have time, you have whatever, right? Well, they did that with Infinity War, but they separated it all out into we're fighting in different places. So it was almost three different movies going on, and then Endgame, yeah, they brought everyone together, but they brought everyone together for 30 minutes. You know what I mean? It was mostly just the regular heroes, and then everyone comes back at the end. So it would be really difficult to pull everyone together, especially if you tell me they're adding mutants. They're adding the Fantastic Four. Now they're going to add more people in, and then you're going to add all these. So it's going to be difficult to kind of put everyone together. But we're going to be waiting a while, I think, to see these guys in a movie, in a movie. You know what I mean?
What it seems like they're gearing up towards. I think the thing we have to consider is, all right, what would be the calamity, the issue that happens that causes everybody to kind of get together, right? And I think what they're gearing up towards, whether it be what happened in WandaVision and whether it be what happened in Falcon Winter Soldier. Remember in WandaVision, we had to deal with government being a little bit corrupt and everything like that. And now we go to Falcon Winter Soldier, and it's similar in the sense that the government is also corrupt. The GRC is doing bad things. It's proven that. And I think maybe that ties into Secret Invasion and something along the lines of that happens.
But isn't that supposed to be a TV show?
Yes, I know it's a TV show, but it could blend into the movies as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, I really don't know what they're doing, right? And that's the biggest thing is we've known for, what was it, 2011, whatever. When did Avengers come out? We knew what the end
2012,
game.
yeah.
We knew what the end game was.
No fun.
We knew what it was. No, the pun was intended right there. That's the thing. And I think, with WandaVision, how many theories are out there, guys? We're like, oh, Mephisto. Oh, it's this guy. Oh, who's going to be here? Who's going to be here? And you know what? We were kind of, quote unquote, let down because what Marvel has done now is has shot our expectations all the way up here, and Winter Soldier, same thing. Could it be this guy? Could it be Zola? Could it be Thunderbolt Jackson? Could they do this? And there were theories buzzing out everywhere, and all that was shut down. And it was, what it was. Could that kind of be what Marvel is doing right now with some of these shows and movies and saying, hey, you guys are all the way up here. We're going to knock your asses down because we got to build that up again. We can't just keep giving you this and keep giving you this and keep giving you this. We got to pull you guys back down and make you guys expect, not expect so much, because how are we going to top Endgame if we give you Endgame level shit every time we put something out? And maybe that's kind of what they're doing, is kind of knocking us down a bit with, maybe they're even the ones leaking these rumors or whatnot. I don't know.
I just wanted to ask, if you guys had to rate this show out of 10, what would your rating be for?
Probably, it's hard because I enjoyed it quite a bit. I would say probably about yeah. I mean, people in the chat are saying 7. I was gonna say about 7, 7.5 for me. Wanda
Yeah.
was close. But the hard part is that if Infinity War is a 10, then it's like, well, then where do you know what I mean? Like, this kind of has to be like, this is probably maybe even a 6 as opposed,
Yeah, it's
because
about
you know
a
what I
six,
mean?
6.5.
I'm not ready to get into comparison with anything. I think as its own thing, it's probably a 6 for me.
It's a 6, 6.5. But you know, it's Marvel, so and it's MCU Marvel, so it's not getting below a 5. You know, I mean, I'll tell
Right.
you that. So my basement for Marvel is pretty much a 5, and I don't think they've even put out a 5 movie. If you want to call the Hulk, okay, never mind. Iron Man 3 was a 4.
Thor Dark World, and
I don't know
Iron
why you
Man
hate that
3.
movie so much, Maxwell. I thought it
It
was
was
all
terrible.
right.
It's a
I don't
horrible
Oh
movie.
I
God,
don't even remember
Josh,
what happened to that movie, to be
It's a
honest.
it's so
horrible
bad.
movie. It's
So
a
It
horrible
sets
movie.
up a lot though in the MCU.
Yes, so did
yeah, but that
freaking Age of
doesn't.
Yeah,
Ultron.
all
Iron
the
Man 3
movies,
had
Age
nothing
of
to do
Ul-
with
all the
anything.
movies did
Age of
that, but
Ultron is
as a standalone movie, it was pretty bad.
Age of Ultron is better than
Yes,
people
absolutely.
give it credit for. So
Yeah.
listen, Mauricio's been waiting forever. I'm gonna call Mauricio up. Then I got a Keel that is waiting to come up too. I don't want to have too many people talking at once, so I'm gonna call Mauricio up, and then I'll get a Keel up after that too.
Well, we can leave
Mauricio,
the
what's up?
show
What's
on
up?
this.
Hello,
What's up,
How's it
Mauricio?
going?
Welcome to the
uh,
show.
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Always.
I just want to say that I hope the person that Sharon was talking to on the phone was Norman Osborn.
That'd be
That
so
would be
dope.
awesome.
That would be so dope. Love it.
Yeah,
I love that idea.
but I love how the show went, and I love how comic accurate his suit is. Falcons.
Yeah, the suit was definitely badass. I mean, we all kind of talked, you know, about maybe imbuing some of those kinetic energy powers. I thought that would have made it even better. But you can definitely tell that, you know, the vibranium infused is going to be super helpful for him. The shield part was my favorite. You know, but then I thought about it too. I'm like, if he's got the shield covering Red Wing, how does Red Wing come out if he doesn't have the shield? I started like getting into like deep diagnosis of like how things work. I'm like, just relax, Josh. It's a comic book show.
Yeah. Well, I think the other part too, and this is the thing for me that I've kind of thinking about as we've been talking here. You know, Zemo asked him if he'd take the serum, and he instantly said no, right? And so, like, I kind of look at that and I'm like, it's funny that he was like so insistent that there was no way he was taking the serum. And so I think that that's part of the reason why they didn't give him the powers that the Black Panther suit has, because he almost doesn't want to be a superhero. Like, he is who he is, and that's who he is. You know what I mean? He's not like,
Yeah.
he's comfortable being that, and he's like, I'm good, And so I think that could be a reason why, right? And so again, um, whatever. I think that you can look at it that way. I will. One Ashley pointed out something in the chat, which I think is totally 100% true. There are a million storylines right now. Like, we're talking about a million different things. Shang-Chi is coming out, right? Eternals is coming out.
What do you think of the trailer for Shang-Chi?
What do you say?
What do you think of the trailer for Shang-Chi?
I I thought instantly that Marvel did it again and made me care about a character that I knew nothing about, and I instantly was like, "This looks awesome! I'm excited to see it," even though I know nothing about
Nothing
Shang-Chi.
about, yeah,
And
same.
so, yeah, that's how I felt. So, but that's a legitimate concern that, like, we already have a ton of these characters. Now we're adding depth to more characters, and then we're bringing in other characters, and we're kind of like, it's like, how are we going to keep everything straight, right? And so that's a legitimate concern, I think, as we move into phase 4 is, how are we going to tie everything together? Or are we not going to tie everything together? Are we going to have, like, here's what's going on Earth, here's what's going on in space, here's what's going on over here, here's what's going on over here, and we don't ever really team up. We have, like, the Earth people team up, and we have, like, the space people team up, and we have, like, these other people team up, but, like, we don't get, like, a full team up until, like, one movie where, like, they're facing, like, this massive big bad type of thing. So which could be possible.
Yeah, and then you got to start thinking, okay, who's big bad enough to bring all the characters that we knew before and the new characters, Because we're only really missing Cap and Iron Man. I mean, everybody else is still kicking, and Black Widow, but everybody else is still kicking.
Right. It's true.
Whether they decide to bring back Hawkeye or not, which I think they will with his daughter and her
Oh,
new
he'll be
movie.
back. He'll be back for sure.